This is Android Basics, in which we bring you up to date on the things that you should know to use your Android phone.
And now we move on to our Android Basics segment, where we continue our look at the Play Store. And to start us off, I show you a few ways in which you can install apps, both from your phone and from your PC.
Hello everyone. In this next demonstration on the Play Store, I'm going to show you how to actually install an app. That might sound pretty basic, but it is actually what the Play Store is for fundamentally, so I thought it might be useful for some users to walk through how that's done. I'm going to do three things over the course of this demonstration. The first is I'm going to show you some settings that I think relate to app installation. In particular, they are about authorizations for purchases and network preferences for things like auto updates, which, although post-installation, is clearly relevant. In the second part, I'm going to show you how to install an app from the phone. A lot of people think this is a bit tricky if you're not confident with the touchscreen. I'm hopefully going to reassure you and show you it's actually pretty simple and isn't a method that you should be afraid of. The third thing I'm going to show you is how to install an app on your phone via your PC. And this is one of the magical features of Android, really. You can do this without even having your phone connected to your PC. And the app will magically appear on your phone a few minutes later, or a few minutes after you turn your phone on if you've installed it on a secondary device, which is off. So let's get cracking then. I am in the Play Store on my phone, and if you heard Warren's overview of the Play Store from a previous episode, you will know that to get into the settings, we need to find a button in the top right-hand corner of our screen which pertains to our Google account and Play Store settings. So I'm going to locate that button now and double tap it.
And signed in as Edward Greener. Account and settings. Close button.
So I'm now in the correct screen, and settings is towards the bottom, so I'm going to go and locate that and double tap that as well.
Settings, 1 of 2, and list, 2 items. Settings, Play Store. Click to expand the authentication settings section, 5 of 5, and list, 5 items.
So we're on authentication already, and as we're here, I might as well go and have a look at this one first.
Click to collapse the authentication settings section. Biometric authentication for Google Play purchases on this device, 6 of 7. Off, switch.
So biometric authentication is off. If I were to turn this on, I can complete purchases using either my fingerprint or I think Face ID would work for this. I'm not absolutely certain because obviously it's less secure, the implementation of Face ID on Android typically than on iOS. So it may be that you do need your fingerprint, but perhaps Face ID works. So if you turn this on, you will be asked for your Google password. So put that in, and then biometric authentication will be on.
Require authentication for purchases, for all purchases through Google Play on this device, 7 of 7.
So if you go into this one, you will have time periods during which you will be asked for authentication. I'll show you what I mean. I'll double tap on this.
Purchase authentication. Require authentication on this device, out of list. Selected, for all purchases through Google Play on this device, radio button, 1 of 3, and list, 3 items. Not selected, every 30 minutes, radio button, 2 of 3.
So if I don't want to have to do it all the time, maybe I know I'm going to make a few purchases, I might think being asked for it once every half an hour is fine because, you know, I'm not letting my phone out of my sight or something.
Not selected, never, radio button, 3 of 3.
But I will carry on swiping because there's a little caveat to this never option, and indeed possibly to the 30-minute option.
To protect your account, authentication may be required for purchases in some apps regardless of settings, out of list.
Yeah, so even if you set it to never, there's a big get out there which says, actually we might make you authenticate anyway. Thanks. So I'm gonna back out of here. So now I'm going to go to network preferences, which is where we look at whether stuff can be downloaded on Wi-Fi or on a cellular network.
Click to expand the network preferences. Click to collapse the network preferences settings section. App download preference over any network, 4 of 7.
App download preference over any network.
Auto update apps over Wi-Fi only, 5 of 7.
I actually want that on this particular device. Normally I would be happy for auto update on my main device to take place over Wi-Fi or any network, but as it happens I have a metered connection on this. I'll show you what this looks like though if you do want to change it. I'll double tap.
Auto update apps. Not selected, over any network. Data charges may apply. Radio button, 1 of 3, and list.
Yeah,
3 items.
there you are. Data charges may apply, as I just said.
Selected. Over Wi-Fi only. Radio button. 2 of 3. Not selected. Don't auto-update apps. Radio button. 3 of 3.
Some people don't. They worry that accessibility features might break in an app. That's usually not terminal on Android, because if it comes to it, you can possibly either uninstall the update via the Play Store, for a while anyway, or go and find an APK file from somewhere like APK Mirror. It's slightly more terminal on iOS normally. Some people like it on it. Most apps they figure will probably be fine, and if you've got hundreds of apps on your phone, do you really want auto update off? Possibly not, but personal preference. So I'll back out of this now.
So search Google Play button.
And let's go and install an app. So search Google Play. That is in the top left of your screen. I'm going to double tap this.
Search apps and games. Edit box. Show in English. US. QWERTY.
Now, why don't I install a GPS app called Seeing Assistant Move? We had the developer of that app on the podcast some months ago, so I'm going to see if I can find that on the Play Store. So I've typed Seeing Assistant Move into the search box. The search results will appear above the keyboard, but for systematic completeness, you may prefer to press the search button and look at it from the top left of the screen. That's what I'm going to do. The search button is in the bottom right.
Search. Window. English. US. QWE. Navigate up. Button.
Now, what I should say, when you search the Play Store, even if you put in an exact app name, it may not be the first app that comes up, because you might get an ad. So just be aware of that. Let's see what happens in this case.
Seeing Assistant Move. Search Google Play button. Voice search button. Image of app or game icon for Seeing Assistant Move. Seeing Assistant Move. Transition Technologies SA. Ads.
So it was about to show us some ads. I don't know if that's the right app. I can't imagine it isn't. It's got a very particular name, but we can go in and verify that in a minute. What I would also say is that often the first result in the Play Store is expanded. So the first result might well have an install button next to it, particularly if it is an ad. And then you'll find that other apps going on from it won't. So just something else to bear in mind. I'm going to swipe once to the left because we went over Seeing Assistant Move, and I'm going to see if this is the app I actually want.
Image of app or game icon for Seeing Assistant Move. Seeing Assistant Move. Transition. Details for app. Search Google Play button.
A little while ago, double tapping on an app wasn't working to bring up its details page. You could still install it by double tapping and holding and choosing install. And once you had installed it, ironically, coming back to the Play Store and double tapping its name would reveal its details page. Happily, they have fixed that now. So we are in the app page. Now, before any useful gubbins like About App, or about this app, you might get a whole load of ads for other apps it thinks you're interested in, which I would rather we didn't have to look at. So I'm going to touch towards the middle of the screen and see if there's enough on this screen below the ads that will help us find the About This App button, so I can check it is what we actually want.
More results for About This App button. Google Play Store. Seeing Assistant Move. Details. Navigate up button. Unlabeled image. About This App. Application to support blind and visually impaired people in everyday life. Seeing Assistant Move is an application developed by Transition Technologies SA in order to support blind and visually impaired people in everyday life. Application provides very advanced geolocation and navigation features.
That is the app we want. So I'm going to back out of its page and go and install it.
Navigate up button. Play Store. More results for About This App button. Navigate up button. Search Google Play button. More options. Image of app or game icon for Seeing Assistant Move. Transition Technologies SA. Downloaded 1,000 plus times. Content rating PD3. Install button.
Now there's the install button. And all we have to do is double tap it.
Seeing Assistant Move. Seeing Assistant Move.
And if we swipe left and right, we might get some indication as to what's happening.
Uninstall button. Open.
So it's a very small app. I did not edit that at all. It's already installed, and I have an uninstall and an open button. If I do want to uninstall it,
uninstall button. Uninstall this app. Cancel button. Uninstall button.
It would be as simple as clicking uninstall. I'm not going to though, I'm going to click cancel.
Cancel button. Play Store. Uninstall button.
I'm not going to open Seeing Assistant Move because that's not the object of this demonstration. Installing apps from the Play Store is. Now what I'm going to do is show you how to install an app on your phone from the computer. And as I said in the introduction, this is great because it means you don't even have to have your phone connected to the PC. It will just appear on your phone like magic a few minutes later or a few minutes after you turn your phone on if it isn't currently on. I should just apologise in advance because you will hear me typing when I do this, which is a bit annoying because I'm using a headset mic and I don't quite know why it's picking it up. I type quite lightly, but nonetheless it's still coming through and there's not a great deal I can do about that, so apologies. Now I'm in a new Google Chrome tab.
New tab, Google Chrome.
Thank you, Jules. And I'm going to look for an app called OneFootball. Now whenever I look for an app on the Play Store, I typically do it from the PC when I'm doing the show notes because it's easier to put the links in. I don't tend to go via the Play Store directly. Rightly or wrongly, I find it easier simply to type the name of the app followed by the words Play Store, 2 words, into the address bar, and often it's the first search result that comes up. There is a little caveat to this, and I'll show you in a minute. It might require a little bit of a tweak when we get there, but I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to type OneFootball, or one word. Not that it matters because you probably won't install that app anyway, but just for completeness.
On the football, Play Store.
And there we go. It's already suggesting Play Store because I searched for it before, so I'm not going to override that. But as I say, just type the words Play Store after the app name.
Enter. Blank. 5 regions, 18 headings, and 45 on the football.
So if I navigate by heading now to the first search result.
Search results heading level 1. OneFootball stores and news and dash apps on Google Play heading level 3 link.
And there we are. It is the first app. The first search result. The Play Store page for this particular app. As I anticipated it might be. It isn't absolutely always, but more often than not it will be. Now let me press enter on this.
Enter. On the football Play Store Google search. Heading level 3 link. OneFootball stores and news and dash apps on Google Play. OneFootball stores and news and dash apps on Google Play. More info about OneFootball.
So that page is now loaded. Users outside the US need to pay particular attention now because sometimes what will happen when you search this way is that the US Play Store page will have loaded, and if it has, you won't be able to install the app. What you need to fix that is you go into the address bar on your PC and you explore it and you delete everything after ampersand HL. So this will come after whatever the app the developer has called its app. You'll have and HL and then all sorts of stuff about language equals US. So just clear everything out after including and after and HL. Let's see if that's happened to us. If it has, then I'll be able to show you exactly how that works. So I'm going to move to the heading level 1, which will be OneFootball.
OneFootball stores and news heading level 1. Link on the football GmbH. Contains ads.in-app purchases. 4.7. 1.57 M reviews. 50 M plus downloads. Content rating graphic. Everyone. More info about this content rating button. Install button unavailable.
Yeah, so it's taken me to the US App Store page. So I'll show you exactly what I mean and what you have to delete.
Alt-D, address and search bar edit, https://play.google.com/store/app/details, ID equals the .button.liga and HL equals NGB and GLE.
So it's the and HL. So it's given the app a funny name that doesn't really matter, but and HL is what you need to go find. So I'm going to go to the end of this and arrow left.
N blank. S U equal L G and B G underline N E equals L H and.
So there were 2 ampersands arrowing back, but it's everything including and after and HL that needs to go.
H
I am on that ampersand. I'm going to press shift end.
And HL
delete
blank.
And enter to reload it.
Enter. OneFootball soccer stores apps on Google Play, Google Chrome. OneFootball soccer stores apps on Google Play for OneFootball.
And if you are sharing an app this way, it's always good to make sure that the and HL is not in the link that you're sharing, because that will either be, as I say, the US App Store or your localized App Store. And even if the app's available in other Play Stores, then people aren't going to be able to install it on their device. I always clean that out for the show notes so that hopefully where the apps are available in country Play Stores, the page will at least open without localization getting in the way. Now, so I'm going to press 1 again to get to the heading for OneFootball.
OneFootball soccer stores heading level 1.
Now hopefully that install button is now available, and because we kind of explored it before, I'm just going to press the letter B to get there quickly.
More info about this content rating button. Install
There
button.
we are. It's fixed it. So let's press enter here.
Enter. One Football Soccer Stores apps on Google Play. Install button. One Football Soccer Stores on the Football GmbH contains apps that offers an app purchases dialog. One Football.
So I'm in a dialogue now, and I think this should have my list of devices. Jaws appears to have focused the dialogue. Hopefully NVDA will too. Let me have an explore.
Heading level 1 contains apps that offers an app purchases. Close button. Choose a device.
So it's inviting me to choose a device.
Google Pixel 5 last used. Yesterday list box item selected. 1 of 3.
Let's see what I've got in here.
Enter list box item. Google Pixel 5 last used. Yesterday 1 of 3. List with 3 items. Samsung SMA 528B last used. April 9th, 2023. 2 of 3. Xiaomi 22,081,212 UG last used. April 19th, 2023.
I'm
3
going to
of 3.
press enter on this.
Enter list with 4 items. Xiaomi 22,081,212 UG last used. April 19th, 2023. 3 of
The
4.
Xiaomi is now selected.
List with 3 items. Xiaomi 22 million. View details button. Install
And
button.
I can tab to the install button and hit enter.
Enter. Document read only. One Football Soccer Stores apps on Google Play, Google Chrome, Google Play, Google Chrome, Google Play, Google Play.
And let's see what it says.
Show password checkbox.
Ah, it wants my password. Very sensible, because I'm installing it on a separate device and not the phone itself.
Password edit. Enter your password. Next button. Enter. Google Play, Google Chrome. One Football Soccer Stores apps on Google Play, Google Chrome. One Football Soccer Stores will be installed on your device soon.
And that's it. I just arrowed up from where we were, and it said One Football will be installed on my device soon. I'll hit OK.
OK button. Enter. One Football Soccer Stores apps on Google Play.
And that is how you install an app via your PC.
So there we are, folks. That was my take on how best to accomplish some of that. Does anyone have any thoughts? Warren, is there any part of this you want to augment or talk about?
So what I want to talk about is the fact that some of those things that got taken away from us. And Google, I'm looking at you now, because you remember, Ed, how you demonstrated from the PC used to be that it's so hard to hit that search button. It used to be so easy, but then Google messed it up, and I'm glad they fixed that. So once you are on the Play Store, you could hit that button, that search, and it opens up the search field. And then also another part that was kind of a bother was that on the Play Store, on the app itself, on the phone, if you find an app, sometimes you tap on it, it's just not going to register. It's like, who are you? I don't even know what you're talking about. Basically, if you have a screen reader running, and so you have to either long press on it and go tap on that install, or tap on it again and then be able to read it. But now they fixed it. And so I'm happy to see that. And as you've demonstrated, those things now work. So I'm glad Google fixed that. I wish they leave things the way they are, once they're working, but they always change things. And I'm not sure that those things are intentional. Probably mistakenly, the codes get touched and winds up messing things for those of us who are blind. And it's an ongoing thing, never ending, one step forward, 2 steps back, so to speak. But I'm happy to see it. And another thing I want to talk about that really bothers me is the auto update. For example, I have an app and I set it to an auto update. And this thing has been broken for a while. For a blind person, when you go to that more options after tapping on an app and you want to either exclude it or include it in an auto update, you're not going to be able to know that this thing has the auto update checked or not checked. And never used to be like that. And I don't know why that hasn't gotten fixed. Does anyone feel the way I feel about this, that this is quite a bother? I really don't like that way of doing things.
It's annoying. You have to actually, you can just assume that it worked when you double tapped on it, but then to know for sure, you actually have to go update your apps and see if it prompts you and let you know, X app is set to not auto update. Do you still want to update this app? And that's really the only way as a blind person that you have to confirm that auto update is turned off for a specific app.
And while you might be willing to accept the fact it probably changed when you double tapped it, you might forget in 3 months. You don't know what's on or off necessarily if you went and changed some stuff and then went and did some other stuff. You would go back and you got literally no idea, have you? As you say, without unless 1, you do update all, and 2, you hope there's an update, because if there isn't, then it won't probably tell you anyway. if
Yeah,
the
good
dev hasn't
point.
updated the app. So you still might not know.
Back to the installation on PC, what I really like is the fact that, hey, your phone could be in London. I could be out here in the States and I forgot my phone at Fee's house or at Ed's house, for example, and I wanted to install an app to it. I go to the Play Store and I find an app and I say, hey, I want to install it on that phone that I forgot at Ed's or Fee's house. And when they turn that phone on, that app is going to jump on right there. And I really like that. So it's nice for remote installation, as long as, it's part of your library. If that phone is in your devices, you can install it if you don't feel comfortable. Because I know there are certain people that don't like doing things on the mobile and would rather do things on the PC, like you said, Ed. I think this is a big plus because you can just exclusively install your apps from the PC as to installing it on the mobile. And I really like that part of it. Makes things easy.
It's hugely neat for people who aren't comfortable using touchscreens. You can put some apps on from the PC, which might then help them use their phones with the touchscreen. So, and then use Google Assistant to launch them or whatever.
Presumably, you need to be logged into your account on the PC for that to work.
Yeah, but your Google account on the phone and the PC.
Yeah. So if I wanted to install something on your phone, Ed, I'd have to be logged in as you, not me. Otherwise, it would install on my phone, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right. But if Warren's been visiting one of us and left his phone, then he can do it from his Google
do it
account.
on his own phone. Yeah.
Yeah. You can
Exactly.
You can share apps.
But that's handy because I know some people who need help, and I could help someone, and they'd have to either type in or give me their password and stuff, whichever they felt better with. And then I could install apps for them.
You can do tandem with them. If you're a JAWS user, you could tandem with them, and they log on to their account, you just install it. Yeah,
you could, but they might not even have a PC. But they might want, I don't know, BBC Sounds or something. And it's quite cool that they could be in France or America or wherever. And as long as you had their credentials to log in and they were happy with that, you could help them and install the stuff if you want. That's quite good.
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, Amazon has something similar with Kindle. Kindle will do the same thing, but I think it's good.
If you do that, don't forget to, if you're helping somebody else, don't forget to sign out and sign back in as you. Otherwise, you might end up accidentally, I don't know, sending Google Mail emails from somebody else by accident instead of you, or liking YouTube videos or something.
It won't do that. The Play Store won't change your YouTube or Gmail sign-ins. The Play Store.
That's even better then.
It shouldn't. On the PC, it might actually. On the phone, it doesn't.
That's what I mean. On the PC, just
on
make
the phone,
sure you sign back out afterwards if you're helping somebody else.
No, that's true. On the phone, it won't. You can have your Play Store as one account, your email as another account.
I've also noticed this functionality showing up recently in the actual Play Store app on my Android phone. So, like when you go to the page for the app, underneath like the install button, I've noticed, I don't know when it happened, but sometime recently, there's like a list of my devices, and it says which devices already have the app installed, and if they don't, there's a button I can tap to install
that's right.
it.
Yeah, I saw that too. My reason for showing the PC method was mainly because for people who couldn't use a touchscreen, I sort of figured that I could show that, but we might have been there a while. And if you've got that far on your touchscreen, then you can probably install it on your phone. But no, it is good that you can do that. Like if you have phones in other locations and you just want all the app on all your phones at once, it's a good thing. It's a good feature. The other thing that's really annoyed me about the Play Store in recent days or weeks, I don't know when they really clamped down on it, is that they are really clamping down on apps that haven't been updated for the latest version of Android. But this is really silly because all a dev has to do is change a number, and Google is failing all the apps where the dev hasn't done this. Like it's such a pointless change that Google could just let go. I have an MS-DOS program I'm running from a command prompt from 1997, and Google doesn't think I ought to be able to install an app from the Play Store that's been accredited to Android 11 because I'm running Android 13. It's pathetic, and Google need to change it. Some really big apps are affected, like Bible Gateway at the minute is not working because they are saying that it's not been updated to the app is designed for an earlier version of Android. Like, that's my problem, Google, not yours. I'll install what I want on my phone, and if it doesn't work, I'll wear that risk. I don't need you doing that for me. That's what iOS does.
It could just warn you. It could just say this may not work correctly, and then you can say install anyway or something.
Yeah, absolutely, like Windows does. But no, I don't want you doing Apple iOS nonsense. You need to knock it off immediately.
I was going to say that is a bit Apple-y, really, isn't it?
Very
no,
Apple-y.
we're not allowing this.
Yeah,
sorry, I went to Android to stop needing to deal with that rubbish.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Ed.